Hello everyone, it's Alex and I'm here with another statue review. What else is it going to be? Big hello to you guys on CollectioNeo and an even bigger hello to any new guys who are watching me on Statue Forum. As explained in the last video, all my stuff is now on the Statue Forum channel and there's more details about my channel and Statue Forum in the description. Today's review, we're looking at a bit of a stunner here, guys. This is Sideshow's premium format. This is Thor, Breaker of Brimstone. This is a 1/4 scale. Mostly sculpt, apart from that big red cape. Premium format, as Sideshow like to label them. Right off the bat, I'm going to say this is a brilliant piece of work by Sideshow. We're going to get into some details, but first a little bit of origin story, because you know I like to tell my stories. So this, as you can probably tell, is very much a modern interpretation of Thor. Now for me, the actual true modern interpretation is from the J. Michael Straczynski run, and that's where I really fell in love with Thor. All that run, running up to Siege and Fear itself, all that stuff was great, and that's where I really grew to love Thor. But this modern costume takes elements of that, but it's actually based around this costume from the book Thor, God of Thunder. This is the first volume. Now the first 12 issues were written and the art was done by this team. And then the team changed, as happens in most comics. I think the run total was 24 issues, but it's really the first 12 issues that stand out. If you're not familiar with the book, I definitely recommend picking it up, even if you pick up the first 12 issues. I'm a real stickler for, you know, people having some reference or some, you know, some knowledge about the statues they're buying. It really baffles me when you're paying $600-700 for a statue and you've got no idea who the character is or where the costume's from. I'm really adamant about things like that. Just to show you a bit of this has got fantastic artwork all the way through this book. But as you can see, it's like a spin on the Straczynski Thor costume. It's a really nice modern costume in my opinion. This is the exclusive version, and this is the exclusive piece, which is Stormbreaker, which is Beta Ray Bill's hammer. It's limited to 1,500, so there's plenty of these around, guys, if you want to pick him up. And then the cost was $685. And then the regular version, which doesn't come with Stormbreaker, it just comes with the normal hand, which I'll show in a minute. That's limited to 2,500 and was $670. So it's only 15 bucks extra for the Stormbreaker. I'd totally recommend it if you know. I really like the double hammer look, but I understand that. Excuse me. I understand that if you know, shipping costs and import fees are going to be a lot for you, then it might not be worth getting the exclusive just for that hammer, when you could probably get it local for a lot cheaper. And to be honest, I don't think it really needs the hammer. I like the hammer. I like the hammer a lot. I think it's kind of unique for a Thor statue to have both hammers. And it, you know, it definitely looks pretty fucking cool with the pair. Let's do a quick switch out for you, just to show you what it's like the reg, and then we'll get some close-ups. Now the last premium format Sideshow did was actually the modern take, based on the J. Michael Straczynski run. And I really like that statue. I think I reviewed it on my channel, go and check it out. I really liked it. A lot of people had a problem with where the hands were, mainly the front hand. But for me, it was really well done. The only problem I really had with it was the face. It was well done and reflected the artwork, but it was just too calm. There was no, it really was screaming out for an open-mouthed portrait, but luckily we've got that here. So we're going to zoom in onto the base, guys, get close up on the statue. So this guy's riddled with amazing details and fantastic paint. So here we are at the base, and as you can see, it's Sirte, and he's not having a good day by the looks of it. It's Sirte's head, who's a great fire demon from Muspelheim. I haven't read Thor for a while, but I'm pretty sure that's the realm. It's really nicely done. Now, I'm quite a stickler for water and lava effects to be done in clear resin. I always think they look better, but to be honest, this looks pretty good. The paints are really well done. Lots of the head of Sirte's got like this volcanic rock look, so there's lots of oranges and reds and yellows running through it. And then what I really do like is that some of the parts, like on the teeth and up the bridge of the horn, where it's been worn a bit, it's got more of a sheen to it, as you can see around these bottom teeth. And then these spurts of lava or fire coming out of his mouth and around the base. It's a really cool base. It's what I look for in a base. If you don't know me, I love a bit of a diorama base. It's all about that base. I know people say, well, you know, the base takes away from the actual figure. You know, a plain black base is great. Not really. I think a diorama base like this tells much more of a story. And with Thor, I don't think it gets much better than him leaping from a fire demon's head. I really don't. You know, and we're never going to get a Sirte statue, let's face it. It's definitely not on quarter scale. I think Boeing did a mini bust of him, which was very cool. But we're never going to get a statue of Sirte. So why not have him on the base? So let's move up slightly and we'll start doing some details on Thor. So moving up to the legs of Thor. Now this particular Thor hasn't got the army scaled mail running down his arms, but it has got it on his legs. And then the belts, we've just got like a few runic belts running around. If we come round to the back, got the nice leather boots with the straps. It's all really well textured, really well picked out. And then the actual trousers underneath, the blue pants. I'm not American, why am I saying pants? The blue pants underneath are really well textured. They look like a good cotton weave. I think I'm making that up, but you know, it looks like quite hardy material for battle. And then of course we've got the huge sculpted cape, which has got wires running through the bottom. The colour is actually a lot darker than it's coming out on camera. I don't know if that'll look any different once I upload, but it's really nicely done. It's got slightly different texture on the outside and a different colour. It's more velvety on the outside and more silky on the inside, which is just how I like it. Like I say, the wire in there is really easy to manipulate, and it connects to the body really well. And then moving up, the pose is just perfect. Hammer up above the head. The cape attaches with the two buttons here, which are both got little magnets in. They're both individually keyed. It's a really sturdy connection. It feels really good. As you can see, fantastic texture on the chest here, running down the side, slightly different texture. The arms and the musculature and the veins, and I really like what they've done with the paint here. I've seen a few people complaining about the paint, but I really like the dark purples, the dark tones. It really accentuates the musculature. And obviously, you know, it's going to look a little different here under hard light than it will when you've got it lit up at home. The head is a separate piece. The hair at the back. The helmet, I think, is a great design. The two metal wings, a lot cooler looking than the old, you know, feathery wings, in my opinion. As you can see, just loaded with texture on the skin. Really good skin tones as well on this guy. And that face is great. Now I know Sideshow have been criticised recently for not doing great teeth. we're going to go a little freehand here, guys. I think they've done the teeth really, really well on this. The whole face actually is picked out really, really well. And try and get under him just so you can see more of that face. In fact, what I will do is take a few parts off here so we can get close-ups. Even more close-up, I should say. But as you can see, great musculature all round. Sideshow have just... I mean, Sideshow, this is the problem with Sideshow. It's so hit or miss. You get a piece like this, which is just like knockout. Then you'll get another piece that's just so fucking average. But as soon as I saw the unboxing on Sideshow's YouTube channel, I was like, I've got to order this. You know, of me slowly dipping back into Marvel and DC. I'm just going to reset the camera, guys, and then I'll pull a few pieces off so we can have a close look at the head sculpt, Mjolnir, and Stormbreaker. So we'll start off with the head sculpt. Look at the mouth. Tongue, a little bit of gloss on there for a bit of saliva, the texture on the face. The eyes are done really, really well. It's just a tour de force, this piece. It really is. The hair does what it needs to do. If every Sideshow piece came out like this, wow. Everyone, you know, Sideshow has its critics, but man, when they do a piece like this, even the gloss in the eyes, which I love. So I'm going to put the head piece back, because I don't really want to put it down, and then we'll move on to the hammers. So here's Mjolnir, and of course we do have the inscription. Really clean, really well done. Texture on the hand is brilliant. Connection's really solid, all the magnets feel good. And then the regular hand. Now regarding the paint, I think the blushness and the redness and the purpleness to it is, I mean, it doesn't make that much sense because he's battling a fire god. But, you know, that's how I always think of Vikings, you know, having very pale skin, and when the cold hits them, you get like that almost bruising look. That's what I think they were going for, which I really approve. And here's Stormbreaker. Classic Stormbreaker, very simple, but amazing texture on Thor's hand. Nails are really well picked out. Straps aren't mixed media, they're actually polystyrene, very thin, but everything's packaged really, really well. It's just a real tour de force, this entire piece. One last pause, guys, I'm going to pull out and then I'll give my final thoughts. So there we go, guys. Probably the best Thor piece I've owned. I've owned the other two Sideshow pieces and the XM piece. The XM piece is not good. The original Sideshow PF is a bit of a legend, but I think it's long in the tooth now. It's very pyjama jam, as a lot of old mixed media statues are. And the last modern Thor I thought was great. A great take on that Straczynski look, but unfortunately it needed a bit more aggression in the face sculpt. And I think this combines all three. This costume's quite classic looking, well modern. Mixed media is good, and the cape, really nice exclusive. $15 more for the hammer, it's totally worth it. I think it's a great piece. Daniel Bell, who sculpted this, is doing some amazing stuff for Sideshow. He also sculpted their most recent Daredevil. I think he did Magneto as well. Just really good stuff. I'm really looking forward to more from him and Sideshow. and if Sideshow can keep nailing production like this, we're not going to have any problems. We really aren't. I think it's an absolute cracking piece. Dimensions, it's about 26, 27 inches tall, about 14 inches wide, 14 inches deep, maybe a bit deeper actually, about 16, 17. You'll fit it in a Besta, no problem. Obviously you'd have to adjust the shelf for the height. It might even go in a D12. Maybe not with Stormbreaker on, but I imagine with the normal hand it probably would. But yeah, stunning piece, guys. I'm really, really happy. No qualms about this piece. I don't give ratings, and I wouldn't give it any piece a 10. But I think this is pretty close, to be honest. I really do. I really do. I've got no issues with this. Paint will look good. I mean, the only issue I've really got is if it was me, I would have had clear resin for the lava effect in the base and maybe a light up. Flashing light up would have been cool. But, you know, at this price point, that pose just sells it. Look at that. Yeah, and the whole sculpt's just phenomenal. Fucking well done, Sideshow, that's what I can say. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Like I say, if you like what I'm doing here on Statue Forum, jump over to my channel, which will be linked in the description. If you like what I'm doing here, CollectioNeo, and you want to see more on Statue Forum and lots of reviews and other bits and pieces from other people, I'm going to have a lot of cool stuff over there. Jump into the description and jump over to the Statue Forum channel. And yeah, next review, guys, will probably be something big and a little bit fishy, but tentacly. You know, tentacles. Everyone likes a tentacle, and that'll be the next review. It is a Marvel piece. Don't worry, it's nothing weird. But yeah, I can't recommend Thor enough, guys. So that's the Sideshow Thor Breaker of Brimstone premium format from Sideshow Collectibles. Stunning, 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 stunning. That's all I can say. So yeah, guys, I'll see you next review. Bye.